Good morning, everyone. So here I welcome you all to our next session on ABAP learning series. So today we are going to discuss the basics of ABAP programming. Okay. So if you want to be a developer and work in SAP, then you must understand the ABAP programming language. Okay. This ABAP programming language has actually two sections. So actually it has two concepts. One side is you need to understand the basics of ABAP programming and the objects and how the data is being involved or being used while programming in SAP. Okay, and the second thing is how many different type of programming or technical or applications you can develop using ABAP programming. So we are going to understand the complete structure of it today. Okay, so when it comes to ABAP programming, it has actually two parts, right? So if you see reports, interfaces, conversion, enhancement, forms, workflows, these are different types of application objects that you can develop using ABAP programming. If you come to this side, here you will understand the different concepts through which you can design the ABAP or application objects. Okay, so first thing is you need to understand programming concepts. Okay, that means you need to understand how the data is being declared, how the loops, conditions, expressions, and how you can display the output. You need to understand those concepts. And next is you need to understand what kind of data you can store in your database. Okay, and in how many way you can store the database and how many way you can use those data. Okay, so coming to this, the most basic type of database objects are tables, where you store the data in a row and column manner. So table is where you store the data physically. Now next comes to view. Views, these views, they don't store the data. Okay, so if I add a text here, okay, tables store data physically. Okay, and these views, they don't store data physically, but they help to represent data in certain way necessary. Okay, so let's add just this one. Okay, okay, now so this is tables and this is views. Okay, now log objects. So what is the use of log objects? Let's say you are editing one person informations, and at the same time another user is trying to edit the same set of informations. So this will create the redundancy in data, right? So in that case, SAP uses log objects to restrict the access with multiple users in a same timestamp. Okay, that means At a particular time, only one person or only a restricted persons can have access to the data. Okay, and the access is maybe read access or write access. So at a particular point of time, multiple users can read the data. Okay, so that is called as read access. Write access means, so multiple users cannot write the same set of data or change the same set of data at a particular time. Only one person can change. So these functionalities are being ensured using lock objects in ABAP programming. Okay. Now coming to the data types. Okay. So there are different types of data. So one is you have any fields, right? So those are variables or fields of tables, structures, table types, nested tables. So these are various kind of data that you can use while declaring the data types. Okay, variables, that is like single data, like a name. Name is a single name. You can declare multiple variable, a single variable to hold the name. Fields of a table, so a table has multiple fields. Okay, so those are like one field you can define with a particular data type. Then structure can have multiple fields which can have multiple informations, but it is designed in such a way that it can hold the relative informations only. Okay, it is not the technical limitation, it is a functional limitation or business limitations. Okay, so what is a business limitation? Let's say you are storing the address data. Okay, address data can store house number, street name, city, post office, state, pin code. These are different informations. Okay, so when you combine those information to store address related data, we need to create a structure which having multiple fields for this kind of data. Okay, that means you have combined all the related fields for a to define a complete address and store it in a structure. Okay, if there are 10 people and you have 10 different addresses, then you need to create a table types which can store multiple addresses in a table type. That means the table types can have multiple structures or multiple rows of data. Okay, and next is nested tables. Nested tables can have structures inside it, can have table types inside it. Okay, so we will discuss this while we define the programming, so while we go to the programming. Okay, how to define this kind of data types and all. Okay, why I left this lock object. Okay, okay. So we have covered one aspect of ABAP programming, right? Now coming to the next different type of applications that can be developed using ABAP programming. Okay. Now coming to reports, those are applications which can be executed directly and which will give you a set of representational data which can be used for accessing the business performance. Okay, that means the reports are executable programs which gives you real-time reporting of your business performance. Okay, that means how much your revenue grows on month basis, so which area you need to focus on more. So all kinds of informations you can get in the reports. Okay, reports is basically selection of data and processing the data and give you a summarized presentation at the end. Okay, summarized presentation in the output. Now coming to interfaces. Interfaces are certain application objects which helps you connect to other systems, whether those are SAP systems or non-SAP systems. Let's say you see there are QR code scanners, right? So those are small machines. They are receiving the data from your cards when you purchase something or something like that. Okay, so those data being recorded on those systems and they will send it to SAP system, because your database is in SAP and you are using SAP as your backend system. Okay, so in that case the scanner scans the data and read those data in a particular format and then send it to SAP. Okay, so SAP directly cannot understand this data, so SAP needs to map those data. Okay, that means if you are sending the country as India, the SAP will map this India to country as IN. Okay, country code is IN. So those kind of mappings, or let's say you have your branch, you have several branches in different states. Okay, so if you are sending a branch as, let's say your business has a branch in Bangalore and another branch is Mumbai, another branch is in Hyderabad and another branch is Bhubaneswar. When you are sending data to SAP, so you are sending this branch name as Bangalore or Hyderabad or Bhubaneswar or Mumbai. Okay, but when SAP receives those branch, for SAP it is not branch, it is a company code. Okay, so that mapping of fields is part of the interfaces, right? So interfaces mostly helps you communicate and map SAP to another SAP system or non-SAP system, which will enable smooth flow of data. Okay, so there are multiple ways this interfaces can be used. You can use a PI system or cloud process integration CPI systems, or you can use XI exchange interfaces. So these are the different types of tools you can use for the interfaces. Okay, apart from this there are other interfaces like file interfaces, iDocs. Those can be used for this interfaces programs. Okay, now coming to this conversion programs. So conversion program, suppose you are using a non-SAP system and now you want your business to be moved to SAP system. Okay, then all your legacy data must be moved to your SAP system, else you cannot analyze your historical data, right? So because of that you need to upload those data from legacy system to SAP system. For this process, you need to create upload programs, which we call as conversions. Okay. And remember, all these things, right, whatever we are discussing, those are solely done by ABAP programmers only, or ABAP consultants only. Okay, so these 6 applications are very, very important, because once you have gained experience, if any requirements comes, it is your duty to suggest whether you need a conversion, or you need an interface, or you need a report program to done. This will be part of your decisions on your role of ABAP consultant. Okay, now coming to the enhancement. Okay, so enhancement is just adding a few functionalities to the existing program. Okay, but why this enhancement is so special in SAP? Let me answer you that. So SAP is an ERP. And what is an ERP? So ERP is a software which can have different business processes completely developed, so out of the box you can use them to run your business. Okay, so when you implement the SAP, it comes with pre-developed business processes. Okay, that means it has shipped with certain reports or certain application objects that are already created by SAP. So you don't have to create your business process from scratch. You can just do few configurations, like SAP doesn't know how many branches you have, right? So you can just configure that you have 10 branches and you are good to run with the SAP business process. You can run your business. Okay, so that is why SAP is giving you many applications, but sometimes those applications are not suitable for your business. That means those are suitable but completely not suitable, because those are, so SAP applications have many informations, but you don't need those informations. You need to suppress few functionalities. In that case, you can use the enhancement to suppress few functionalities, so that it will be more easy for your business. And sometimes if you have bigger organization, then whatever SAP is giving, that is not sufficient for you. In that case, you need to add additional functionalities. Okay, in that case you need to do enhancement to add functionalities. Okay, so that is why enhancement is a big thing in SAP, unlike other programmings. Because if you are using Java as a programming to build applications and Oracle your database, then you have done everything from scratch, right? So your application is fully customized. But in SAP has already given you, so you just tweak it, do little modification, and it is good to go. That means it saves your man hours to develop a business process from scratch. So whatever it takes you months to develop in Java or Oracle, in SAP it can be done within 15 days. So that is why SAP is so successful today. And that is also reason that you need to understand where you need to understand the different techniques of enhancement and why it is necessary. Okay, next is forms. So forms is used to generate the output in a printable format. Okay, so if you purchase anything, you receive a bill, right? So that bill is an output which is in a PDF format or any printable format. So those can be done using the form designing. Okay, so that is simple but very important. And then comes to workflow. Workflow is interesting. Workflows are used to automate certain business processes in SAP. Let's say you have applications and you are requesting for leave. Okay, so as soon as you submit your leave applications, the workflow will automatically notify your manager that this user has been applied for leave, and the manager can overview that leave request and he can approve. So automatically you will get a notification that your leave has been approved. So those kind of automations work can be configured using workflow. Okay, so so today we have discussed the core building blocks of ABAP programming and different type of applications objects. Okay, in our next sessions we will discuss about reports. Okay, so I have few things to create for the reports as well. So once that is done, in our next session we will discuss about these reports and their types, structures and everything. Okay, let's see you on the next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye.